Wamo enya they had a difficulty, the challenge of reconciling PNDC law 42 no. Any inshishaya na ye ya no na say ye mrani munkwa every say na hwehwe mu da na di say PNDC law 42 na establish a tribunal system no nyama na omo ye ni bebre adanse wo se na mfa mra kwan so na nyamra na omo di ye adwuma enti omo bo modia say omo create something almost something like challenging a middle ground no and omo di ye the regional tribunal say what article 142 na ho din ni tumi wo 143 na enu achi no a constitution ba ye consultative assembly so committee of experts de no e de adwuma no ana enu achi enfie pi mampani dada a wanya ni ba bi ko. In fact, he was mampani a wanya ni ba bi ko. He didn't become former president. Professor John Evans Atamels. Commission.
And now 82 years.
Oh, nka
Otiasia nka 82.
Ya me fa ni kransie.
Amen.
Chairman General.
Kwame Bonfe.
Commissioner opa oyese wo mo hwehwe ya mamra no mu. Ode obinfumu okunini emeritus professor Fiajo. Eto ano. Wo mo doso mu a ehwehwe mu ana omu hunu se. Sa tribunal regional tribunal na wo no. Ye mfa sam kra ma wo munti akoye bibia ha dwenti yentwam and a government white paper Professor Mills G2 mu ansa na okọ Nikrechi as abre no me amede share His Excellency John Dramani Mahama no vice president white paper no G2 mu say the regional tribunal system no should be abolished. The word they used there was abolished, de-established.
Just yenchum
regional tribunal no. I no cry no koshe article 143 1 and 2 na. Nshisha no di adwuma no the rules of court were guiding high courts. Ena Fufi Antoata Emeritus Professor Fiajo commission report no. Chairman General yamfa nyadwuma white paper Professor Mills yapensu ye issue ye yamfa nyadwuma constitutional review implementation committee mampani Mahama ebedi animu ma omuso adwuma no Chairman General ankosiaga ana yaba animu a mampani Mahama sambe president no be president nanu ya na opao Professor H Kosi Prempese omunhwe constitutional review commission work no de na kasa ni nyemu Kwame okaka mampani dada na na dodan kwakofo ado ono so power committees mienu bi
okay
so on to no for ever constitutional baako am say James Abonsu and baako Miss Gloria Akufo I don't have the names for sure. There were committees like that but the woman and then say H Kwesi Prempe committee no so I can say they na NDC for aye mistake amomure afi say commissioner Professor Mills apenso one sponsor no na wakase yendi establish regional tribunals a womo de womo sin kenko for tribunal system na yetwam dada no kra no mra no sabi womo san de akofa aba womo san de aba e wo mu manifesto mu no Professor H Kwesi Prempe ka kire womo through the committee report say sade ni yentwam enti government or ka say sa H Kwesi Prempe committee report no onyanka ho asembia no ade oyeye any say or sponsor a bill to fly in the face of the recommendation of that committee.
I can't say tribunal yentwam
no I very say ye the tribunal system and your regional tribunals no enti Kwame me hwa bill na wo ma pass no the MP wa ha. I'm not sure if this is the bill before. I don't know if we're the same as the one after the passage, because consideration stage means amendments that I'm not. But given this, the memorandum need the answer. Memorandum of accompanying the bill, Chairman General, was signed on May 15.
May 15,
May 15. It's instructive. Sadano a day of mutiny. And this year, so I'm saying another Chief Justice Tokonomi and say suspension warrant no it was also signed on May 15. What is it?
Maybe a coincidence.
How me coincidence? You see, my former boss Herbert Mensah, Adibia utu me for or the chair me or say event be a program be a we biano. Look for a date that will carry the event.
Okay.
And to me say obi a me interactive ya. Obi who say may ye be program be a me biano. I look for certain dates. I be carry the message I me put across. Tamanjena. Giving yang abakosem. Particularly with respect to this tribunal system. Now, a whole government, a whole regime, yes, especially given their own tied connection to the PNDC, tied connection to the Emeritus Professor Fiajo Commission report, tied connection to the Constitution 1992, tied connection to the Professor Edkwesi Prempeh Committee report. Now, yes, ya. Necessary omukuhwebio. First, and only the Mecca. Two, Kwame. Osha bill now, by its nature, adia eya pa ne say amend Article 142, 143, and Article 19 of the 1992 Constitution. But it doesn't say so. It is a problem. But so one can say no kwan and keye problem and can hardly. Samajana, Sawuma o amend entrenched and non-entrenched provisions of the Constitution. Constitution maya kwanchre Article 290 and 291. 291 on non-entrenched provision it say over publish a bill no in two separate gazettes. Wait, one penny you publish here. So a problem. Samajana, Article 19 say 142, 143 non-entrenched. Article 19 they are entrenched. And there no parliament won't mean now honorable when you are Mr. Remo. Won't mean amend Article 19, particularly giving clause 18 of this bill. Kwanya Yafaso at the convicting nipa on criminal matters. And the also Chairman General Mene bill Eya Junior Eneye. Na over bill no more on one kasa no. They create what they call a lacuna without telling us what lacuna it is. Just a bibia any ho and a bibia constitution nanka. I want the babesho. Now okay bill nankasa. I don't know almost a lacuna no. They admit in the bill that it is there.
Ne kwakwane sen Kabila.
Ne kwakwane says Kwame. Samamre. Samray. I de babe ye bomb modern say ye gini 2 media free amamra 1992 no yen kontompo. It is not deriving any authority from the Constitution 1992.
Njana no binti me fanko Supreme Court to check it.
Na dabia no binko Supreme Court. Dabia.
Asembisa.
Dabia. Na matisa nkrofo wonti ase ne fanko Supreme Court we. Supreme Court is makobia fine. I mean, now na misroko. Oh, dear minia, but going to the Supreme Court does not stop us from having this conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
But you see, good reason requires that. Yeah, chichire minor ye din komwe. Nsamo amakan, sabi. Are there facts? Are there in fact? Usha bill na MP. Sabi. Does it not amend Article 142, 143? It does. If it does, did you follow the procedure of amending non-entrenched provisions as required by Article 291? If you didn't, then I have a solid point. Na yetie one anka yensom eni nipa no. That's what it means. Kwame, bill na sam no mesre mpani bi suma akasa. Kwabna sabi enkwada adwena media ka we. Mpani tie me so a enkebeboa. In fact, Emeritus Professor Fiajo Commission report no adwuma wo mo ye on this particular matter. Okay, otoboase na okan a me fi say eni say ye for so de me di betwa to Kwame eye de me nua pani Mama Yarga okan ye bra na mo pass bill
o say
me di ho ya kakra say minority for no opposition and say words of caution and me nua afenyo edi mano omo koso kan se den kra bill no ye be pass samanjena bre mre empanisi ye ninka so yenhwe yi there was a parliament that had an overwhelming majority 169 against what was the number in 2017 2018 omo introduce bill B holidays amendment. There were factual errors and inaccuracies in it. Chairman General, not only at the time as acting General Secretary of the CPP, did we write a memorandum questioning or opposing it, may appear before the committee. Satamini Penny said, Kwame Achampong.
Yeah.
And another chairman. Omo capture say, yeah, before the committee, but some of you can almost say, yeah, fa. Mr. Boss was a memorandum, in fact, man, Chebo, but can I say I predicted? So they will use or they may use their high numbers to pass the bill into being. But its celebration outside the Chamber of Parliament will be a difficulty. And then, Kwame, August 4, is it still on our books as Founders Day?
No.
You see? Now, prophet is not without honor, except in his own hometown. Mesre Minyanom, especially Mampani, His Excellency, Mahama. Ona Oma or government sponsors her bill. Mesre majority leader. Minua Penny Mahama Yarga. Medebe familia kuma MP Oteaso. Chairman General, Abua no say maka nso menwie. Ena mpani so say akyere na muye esini abebuo nyina de. Ye sunson ye ho kakra. Ni etie de me nana JA Brahma Sabre no kabachewura. Or secondly the motion of destiny or the country Ghana for say to me na ye prince ye bedi ye ho so no. Ade here be man kunima ba ye potokasa mu restraint. Ahosheso Chairman General Medas. Ahosheso
Tribunal home and come me mame bako grandma Naomi Lamte of Latebia Koshi and ne ewa woda birthday number 81. To God be the glory. Danyamia say it is from your children, grandchildren, and the entire family to you, Grandma Naomi Lamte of Latebia Koshi. Happy birthday number 81. Bless you, Mama. We love you. And then also to you, Kevin Hoya, A.K. Boga. Birthday blessings to you, Kevin Hoya, A.K. Boga. It's from Danny to you. Nicholas Amankwa, now I'm Rashid Bejum. Boy and come on. Tribunal bill. Nikwa Kran say, wait here, Kabila. Meet you also adventure.
General, where the Mendawasi, Namenchia, my senior men and many more together, ever some Ghana. So this biggest platform.
Yeah.
Senior Kabila. Any senior Kwame na Duncan. Now no the ne fancy the mu yedu papa.
A positivity.
Yeah, brilliant.
No, ma kebi egu no.
Kebi egu no man.
Say wa fa budo de meye figure.
Chidom.
Ma sha. Ye ne tiefu na ye na hwefo.
Yeah.
Titru ne me constituent. That's additional was Menfi East. More additional me part in paying for branch executives, everyone. And me mahine. Kwame minya kwanya bia na me chia me mahine teteto kwa mo sechi otoso mienu.
Ojo suna na nkwa so.
A wonderful chief.
Thank you. Now Kwame we there wasa Menfi mahine or the dwumadie kese ba wasa Menfi Trade Tourism and Investment Fair. Basu July 27 to August 1st. Ti twin safro bibia se wasa Menfi so ye wadio yi nti o mekan yo. O me na nkomo yi utie ba bia senior start fee ya na tribunal ya asan aba ye di hu nkomo no pen. O me na metie senior Kabila no ana nkomo yi ba ye no na ye hyase wusa se tribunal Kwame sa dwumadie kura no it was space it was the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana Moana because aban bia ba party bia ba unyuma we nyina no Kwame say if it was space in the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana there it makes it legal but the home komo a akire there see akire o man there we have that we see ebedi home komo Into who share the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana, that's 1992 Constitution. Article 126 give space or give room for a trouble na ya edi unkomo. Kwame, nkomodi e koso na e koso we chamber na eba.
Yeah.
Na me hwe bibi se ye fin na ya babedu ha. Before say bill bi ya ba ye hu ayi no. Ititiu kase na ye se ye be parliament. Na speaker I refer that very bill na beba no to a specified or a specific committee omo responsible for ade na abetop no so ye onim difo into ba emremu nti no ukọ the various committees a ye wo MPP form ye minority also and ye wo NDC form ye majority also into bill call committee level omo di hu abobo a emeni akwa omo di hu abobo no the bill was referred to Constitutional and Legal Affairs Committee or Parliament. Now, Oko Constitutional and Legal Affairs Committee or Parliament. And ye NDC phone kwan a members are wasa a committees neso. Because here a new James a tema MP or in the name of a NDC. Ushe yura Kwame and you may do entry Asante Akim Central. Kwame, this is astute member of Parliament. In terms of issues of legal no or ye brain on pa Mahama Shaibu oda boya ono see being the chairman of the this committee no so no on the ticket of NDC or wonim die wade enti ye kan na MPP members of parliament so oye na naba for ewua agye Menchia South MP he is also a member of this very committee enti omo kodi ho komo ema de ese omo de 2 year omo ye yifi mu kan nyina omo di nkomo bill never back to chamber on the floor of parliament. It came as say membership on that very committee in Aji to say the Omobobo say they should bring it back to the chamber for further engagements. In the MPP for members on that committee G2 NDC for G2 in a buy. But come here chichiro mining obi owa or wadwenchire onimdie. So he may not be a member of that committee. It gives another room for a further discussion. And now a room nearby and discuss here. But what's here the commentary debate course in Nana. Yenianum MPP form problem here back home. See the senior Kabila so kind no history. Kwame me say history so ya here because on my any history no any on mine. Into me sitting here as a member of parliament representing the good people of Wasa Memphis, I have to know the political history of Memphis. So when you get the opportunity to serve, also so history guides us into the future. Into almost in a history, tribunal won some, and no more course so can no, yet the tribunal ye no. Almost the end say, yet, into yes, sign a day, a cofaba. And now when you're the minister, the performing minister, the attorney, Yuri. And so my assurance say, knowing the fact say Ghana for ISS you say the second year channel no Kwame. A crony de bewo, but who training be no why day. What kind of inti enam see ya call na development a democracy ye de ye immunity no or more assurance say emrani pepeyo ebe juma through this tribunal a billion ye ho adwuma sisia president ascend and ebe juma. No Kwame. Adia ba ko esan ba boy ne say yen wan nyina hu say the judiciary system no wo hwe asem ko ho a the rate ye di asem no it takes longer period ni nyina so na e ha adwen so this bill has come to also solve part of that issue the majority and the minority nyina gitum the minority argument is say adenti na yen resource the current system. Judicial system so now you bet me there item you be improve so things that are needed or we can even build more courts to me
recruit more judges
or also ye adventure ye teacher o man but that doesn't also take the fact say this bill the embassy be yi me to me aboa ne fast track and some so the various courts no so afio no they deviating from. So a young common senior Kabila can. And Rebiana where baby asia, and ye de to yen never can say, ye giatum, Abraham for. And Rebia by your quine say a day, ye be bobo near the doom como. Now ye can say, as a developing country, as a country that has decided to practice a democracy, no, ye be say, na the assurance given by the attorney in the implementation of this tribunal tribunals no yen nyina be guide ya say enkosa and it's na me akam can be say na ka senior Kabila wherever I say obe test the Supreme Court na when who say ebia he has the right. It falls within his remit as a Ghanaian, as his right. So on TBBS and as an astute journalist, and as astute, I nearly classify him as an astute politician. I knew me say, oh, by a mayo say more who him dia we no. So bitch na adwene me Kwame no an see abetina wa me say Mira Kwame na Duncan so be can be ebobo hu nya say e your man chichire. But this is a adia Ghana fo nyina no dodo na age atum. And on say buy no, this is not NDC dream abemu. It is a dream of President Mahama or party no, because the moment you be elected to lead a party as a flag bearer no, what they when swadi hu any party any swadi hu ni bem. Into we are the manifesto become a social contract between you and the citizens almost to Abama. And this was a promise we made to Ghana for say yeba yen cotton sen 7 and this will be part of the system yet indeed you don't come out parliament aba call at the committee level no members ni nyina agi to mu say a bill we na ye the enya no mu yi free mu so about the American committee omni say over parliament every committee be obey na adwuma wie e man aba preliminary na ye bedi nkomo no ye the party na on your opposition wo what is it a ruling government in there. And yet they are the opposition no react maybe negatively against, sometimes negatively against the particular bill on the floor. For munko for so say I am call for Mama Meda. Yera Mama Yarega, see the senior canon. He made that statement say some po bill you be passing say oh share the course that very day now. That was the very day now the governor of Bank of Ghana. No, waba. So be responded to. Who knew here Rafael Markins? Anopana. All right, here now, Mr. Speaker. I would like to know from your end if the governor is in the chamber to respond to the question put before or captured in the today's proceedings now. Meanwhile, it's not part of our daily dealings. See, invite you be by Minister Biba no chamber. Yes, only Musani say Obano be responding to anything on the Intianopano. That very day now, so that area some judge say Umpacha will follow proceeding now. Walk out because they were demanding some responses from him. Of which the speaker said, say, before you can have then you have to file a question. So what the on some work here. So that very day, no, and says in the area Kabila say 15th May, no, the month or Tama or no one who ebia adwin away no that very day no say na adwin na yebo ombe your workouts enti even ya Kwame o man na chichire bill no president was sent to ebeye adwuma adwuma na de ne say ye ma pepe your nya adwuma ne hu say no maybe why see previously no eno nti na ama individuals be omwot mu pose bill ye ba na ebe ya yen ye on fi on ye say aso man no me ya Kwame I believe in one thing. We being politicians need here. As here normal year say now Nico is sitting here as an MP. I'm representing the good people of Memphis on the ticket of NDC. Say NDC the 100 years cry. Another party beba. It is all power. See all to me more. I see a mom running prepare your juma. Now also continue fear that chair. The same crona. So did you be na and yet I'm fana kwanswa. It be doing so also one kick. So media we are for the bill. Now, the members of parliament, they are sure Ghanaians say, once we voted for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and the NDC say, Yade Ghana, Amemwei, Yade Kodi, whatever we need to do to make sure, say, Ghana Fobenya setting up, Rabaya Juma Okromba, Emma Obia will say, or Ghana near Yenti Obia National, we are ready for. And the members of parliament too are very appreciative of our current, the leadership, the past leadership, and the current leadership led by Area. Mahama Ayarega. It's even general, Chama General.
Mate.
Bill Nadia, idea by Yajuma.
Mate.
You are promising Ghana for say, and no ma, and yet a constitutional, and yadia, Yemfa bill when you found enkoko tietia obia nice.
May that say now this one from Ankunam Rebel in Takwa says instead of tribunals, why don't we rather strengthen the Ghana ADR Center? Most of the cases in our courts can easily be solved through ADR. And only Ankunam Rebel and Ode now drink by on a lighter note, Kabila Obisimi Bisa say if you offered $100,000 on the 15th of May, would you reject it because of the date?
what has the offer of $100,000 got to do with the abortive nature of? It's about the nature of what was done.
Well, because you don't like the date.
Very important.
Obisimi Bisa say Tino Siema.
I miss the point.
But I said the date will never be saved.
Okay.
Even 31st December and 1st January.
And then this one says every law or art intends to cure a problem of society. So which problem is the tribunal going to solve? African politics is a shame. Okro Yeboah sends that one in. And then moving on, this one says the answer. Kabila Pacho, there's only one radio program right now. The answer to congested.
Kwame is the chairman.
Thank you.
In fact, the chairman general.
The answer to congested courts is to strengthen the courts with more courtrooms, digitize processes, and not the tribunals. Befi from Bantama, NAD, and no Ebaye. And then let's see which one else is here. Menchia South MP was on that committee, but he was against this tribunal. So please tell the MP to stop the propaganda. See Poku in Paris. And Chebia Yebeko Obiano Tribunal or committee. The formation of the tribunal is just to waste state funds, persecute political opponents, and just put some party people on the panel to create jobs for them. O'Neill Amponsa is the one who sends that in. And this one says, my biggest shout out to Kwame Duncan. Happy to hear his voice again on radio. And then for those of you who are complaining about the sound, I hope that sound they fade ye. Chairman General, the NDC themselves commissioned a Constitution Review Committee whose work in completion suggested the removal of the tribunal system. Yet the party has thrown the work of Emeritus Prof out, as well as H. Kwesi Prempeh. And then okay, and then unfortunately my insulting texter is in full blast this morning, so on to us was no me okay, right, we this one says is it possible this act that establishes the tribunal system will be explained properly to all of us so we know exactly what it is? How come they say it's independent? Dr. Aaron Edu, UPSA, NAD, and no Ebaye. 104.3. Nah, what's that happening, you know? Okay, all right. And Kwame Nampacho, Rim.
And I pay my mentor, and I'm in chair. With a fool and pim, can't to move for Kwame.
Mapocho there, in Pim no, men and Nebi Kawana pay. Why came then the way the 86. Mrs. Theresa Upuni Frimpong. I will bomb so Kumasi. Inti Yamame Yanana, Mrs. Theresa Upuni Frimpong is 86. I will bomb so Kumasi Anope.
I'm a waiting one.
Nichinquapa, if you Kwame appear, Kujan Nef, you Kwame Frimpong, Gido, Penny Nekakra. Queer Jacon, if you are TY in Colani na yen and I am my sister is open different point at 86. Ma Uchinkwa. And I'm Mr. Emmanuel Money of ECG Accra Central. We wish you well on your birthday, Mr. Emmanuel Money, ECG Accra Central. Kwame Nampacho.
And she a way for you to my back. Mamma may be by Sabi. May share her ladyship, justice. Araba Isaba Sakitokunu Ma Mankanchen so Zimfe Apim Number Yanko Poberman Atantene Ami Yamia Oboniazi Unwa Wafa Pum Yama Waye. I'll pop a champagne. I do when you were the bar, work or bar, when you know why you be bia, my wing waji. As you are me, obody as now. What's in fit at Pimocra, Mammy? Shazin na Yame Bamo Atantene. Nebio, Kwame, when you mean sure. Yatu Aba, Nanjinda, Abazi, Yatu Makanko, Yatu Mampuntu Aba, no Bia, Yagana, Ibia, Utua Kodua, Edejuma, no what na, as Mujim. Na woka de sojafu muntam kuchu abenza nde nche odi press fu de ko nsu hu okay wo friend press conference de nsu kufu ado wa mama nsu ada coffee ada tea emende ototota galamse no wi a we yizika 8.4 million da won fonko oye Ghana water mo fonko na nsu na galamse fro sen won ye ni yin abentan wo fa do kam de asoja fu mpemfo se ya ba be ma be yi mu nyina di oye your tenure is coterminous. Your tenure as soldiers was coterminous with that of the government. Ma wa ba be musuma soja fu the very top opamu nyina ma yekese Kwame. It wasn't a wine. So, oh, yeah, that the one, and down oba. So, therefore, the the longer they stay on duty. And the water now, what the yan sounds from Kum, what the boy woman. So, you got to have a way more you in lady. Nebio so, oh, yeah, a Ghana far. Pim, teacher for, nurse for, civil service, public service. No, so, yabaya, wabaya. Owura Debra Julio Debra or the latter all sectors Mrenton Gatesia when you juma when you win lady Owura ba me say mon kwada na munu nsum fontwe ope na acha bia wadafe kwa mewie ma so political party
MPP
oya do him papa oya finfirman tom why your polling station area electoral area constituency ya kwa care region mpemfo a multi ma moye constituency mpemfo man told MPP we need to get back to our winning ways odon kwimiden yesa ya kakafa ya bogeti na obaba ndamuso a opanyin obedi hanyim obi a se wara hwa ba ya mfi de ba sa oba front line ejuma wa ye abiyina he's with you in the constituencies. Nankasa one for being fisrum bampo nankasa no resources or the bois or you're the fool or your grassroots man Adaman na yabu hechi doma get back to our winning ways na mota nechi Kwame and then I end on this matter and I come to oye ofrene tribunals I constituency chairman bia Kwame otini o develop a futu Mabaya regional secretary 2005. One constituency every week I drove from Cape Coast to that constituency Efutu. Kwame na and some way Futun on yen some kakaba. And you saw that the constituency was coming up. In the 2012, I pay marking 2012 in all the acquired primaries. The opposition was so taken there. I wrote to the electoral commission. All Baba ye, all supervisor ban. Last minute sabotage. My electoral commission failed to turn up. It's Mangasa Kwame Duncan. I had to go to conduct the elections and also supervise. That got a fair marking elected.
Interesting.
2012 parliamentary candidate.
Interesting.
Now party chairman Kwame, why you juma onyi afenyo and these are all hot-blooded people. Why you could do harm? Afenyo marking. Now current chairman of Kofi Kwaira, he was the man who went to Supreme Court on a electoral area elections. He is the constituency chairman now.
I see.
These three hot-blooded people. Kwame, why you juma me say you to me at the answer this year bude or a futu. I a strong vote for the MPP. And they did it from the time you had NDC persons like Mahama, Ayrebia Quest, tick, NDC people. And so Ramuko Feba said, Juma, why? And luckily for us, Kwame, this constituency chairman, he is coming to the region, or you could do harm.
Okay.
Or is a chairman organizer. Na obey here there. Party na yadi hamhodin. But see the people being which so that MPP in the central region will get back to our winning ways. Kwame Dasi. I'm quite now.
Answer na says here area was in Mamma Hamano na membra. Aye. Maba yebetchedo. Ora Kwame Anyimedu entry a ranking member. Parliament Constitutional Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee was actually a Mashe Bejini Ashanti Achim Central. Opinion Wachano pay.
Good morning, General.
Mpacho boko de.
You are the Monpai boy,
yeah, Danyamiase. Mpacho two. Tribunal asemi moko pay mo committee meeting no. Na eti saying muna na muye mwadjune se ya de part yen from bra plenary yen bekan yen fan konanim.
Anya no correct.
Anya no correct.
Anya no correct. On the report to Sabai say it was unanimous. On the floor of the house. Before crossing the floor of the house, now be a second reading. Side had objected to this bill in total. There are how can so a more yama no crab anim guasie. Ukoye bill. In the bill, this is my 31st year as I follow me to the bar. Then in the bill, you insert say we are going to do day-to-day hearing when a matter comes so far as public tribunals are concerned. Then you insert that there is no interlocutory appeal. We had objected from the unconstitutionality of the bill, the history giving us bad whatever. We have been consistent. When we went to the floor of the house, I spoke last. When at my side, 5 people spoke. All of us, the 5, I spoke on behalf of the leadership. All of us said that this is not a good bill. It must not be brought. We argued on constitutionality of the bill. We argued on the fact that they said, if you are looking at Article 106, what is the mischief that this bill is going to cure? And the only thing that the Attorney General told us is that there are backlogs of cases. And we said that, look, the Chief Justice can create specialized calls and whatnot. So this could be done. Under President Akufo-Addo, more calls were built without... sorry. More calls, SEC, judges to cry over. And also appointed judges on Betron. Because there is a high court. It's your... The solution and no cases, over here tribunal. Probably what they want to do is that in the manifesto, cancel the tribunal, but not now I'm running there, and yet it is against human rights. The contents of the bill, your objective, and you might be free, and almost smuggle in at the report. Even a Dano Kurana, second reading, that means a copy of the report. I told the clerk, say, Monfa report number. It was when I perused through the report on the floor of the house, and I'm a country chairman say, are you minded to make corrections? And Sana here presented. But I don't blame them. I blame Ghanaians who have voted for them in overwhelming majority to more than 2/3. So they do what they want.
Enti muko committee no munyina muka se tia Billy.
Honestly, all our sides, no one supported this bill.
Enti adentini yenya report say ase munyina mu for aso ansa na eba plena.
Wrong report. Just because they want to chairman, just because they want to work their way through. A wrong report. It is wrong. We never, from A to Z, we had objected to this bill. Because the good to a argument now, Yarga insisted, Moko Trubacom will pass this bill today. And truly they passed it today. That's why we walked out from the chamber. We can't be part of this unconstitutional bill.
Apani medasi. Inshallah so Kwame Ayimedu entry oye mrashe bejeni ama Asante Achim Central was also a ranking member Parliament Constitutional Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee. Nicholas not just in your kind of papa ne say anya nokre.
So I on one so ka say general o ka say we ni ba floor no that was the statement say both sides need no call for correction. That's what he said.
Or say time a free committee nearby.
Exactly.
Amunina a cassette TI. A buyer now the report to the man for second reading or share. No, I know catching the chairman say Yomuka will report and Yanocrat.
My request to Crash almost send the mommy here. Nanya NDC members of parliament on a report. We have a specialized people. Clerks no more and today is something I public, we can still follow up to see say what actually happened at the committee level.
Kwame na Pachobrim.
Kwame
na.
Oye atembu ana atembu. Oye za oda o man nyina hojezi o CP wom. Dispensation and administration of justice. Man na dambe eja ayimedu honorable kan. I dama NDC for adwina wo wan there ebotu mukura mopia parliament na akura mpoma mumba ha bio maye pen ye baye azomijire maye pen ihe yesi abuda maye pen ye baye na edinji shebiara ofa atembu dzerba ma nase shasiro rihima Kwame it is dead even before it commences or it starts.
Ab initio.
Na onyaja oburemi madwen na manta asedo. Osanda Kwame.
Na.
Modern Ghana. This is Sunday 3rd September 2023.
President
Mahama calls for more NDC judges on the bench to balance out Akufo-Addo's 100 MPP judges. These are his words. So, Temo Kwame.
Me too.
President Nana Akufo-Addo has packed the courts with dozens of pro-new Patriotic Party judges so as to avoid accountability after he exits office. Former President John Dramani Mahama has alleged. Addressing the closing ceremony of the 3rd Annual Lawyers Conference of the National Democratic Congress on Saturday, 2nd September 2023, Mr. Mahama said, currently the judiciary is packed with MPP-inclined judges because this government has carried out a deliberate policy of putting their people onto the bench. But Kwame, to cut a long story short.
Me too.
He said, so, these are his words. So, I encourage some of you, he was speaking to NDC lawyers, so I encourage some of you to look at careers on the bench so that we can balance out what the current situation is. He said, Adam, we must be prepared as NDC legal persons to also go onto the bench so that we can balance out the judiciary. Kwame, about being less than 2 years. Less than 2 years. Supreme Court we appointed 10. 7 are already on the bench. 3 are yet to be vetted. Court of Appeal we appointed 21. High Court we appointed 37. Circuit Court Chief Justice appointed and he approves 52.
Circuit Court. Total
110. Less than 2 years.
110 judges.
Exactly.
Are they due for promotion?
Kwame, you should throw the question to him that when Akufo-Addo did those appointments, were they due for promotion?
Okay.
You see the point? And see, for Akufo-Addo's, the entire 8-year period of Akufo-Addo, he talks about between 80 and 100 of judges that Akufo-Addo appointed.
Yeah.
But less than 2 years, Kwame, he has appointed 110. In fact, the 52 of them, it is the Chief Justice, that is the Circuit Court.
Yeah.
It's the Chief Justice who does, but he has to get the approval of the President. In the total of 100, Kwame, so the architecture of the tribunal,
yeah,
the tribunal at the regional level, the person who is the chairman, although somebody who may qualify to be appointed to the High Court,
although a lawyer,
yeah. Now 2 other laymen, Emumpiachen. In Tisafa 16, even granted that Accra Pebenya one just regional tribunal. Accra is very big.
Yeah.
And Accra could get about 6, 7, 8, 10 tribunals. Kumasi is also big. But for the purposes of this argument,
yes.
So far Accra then for one. Into 16 regions. Straight away 16
tribunals.
NDC legal persons. And then also you have two who be appointed on there.
32.
And Sana, Eba district, we have 261 or so districts. That would mean that 261 chairmen at the district level. And Sana, 2 times 261. Clearly, it tells you the agenda.
But are we going to have district tribunals?
Yes, it is part of the bill.
Okay.
You have district tribunals, and then you have the regional tribunals. The Angler or your opinion or position, okay. Look, what I see on the bench today is that those who occupy the bench, they are all pro MPP. We have to come into office there. About point to balance it. And less than 2 years. This is the normal of judges our point. Then again, to pursue the agenda there, we must get our people to balance. We promise in the manifesto, the Yaba, the tribunals, that will be a very, very good way to get our people in there. Because Kwame, the appointment of all these chairmen will be done by him. And then the laymen will be done by the coordinating councils. The coordinating councils will do the appointment of the laymen. Kwame, ordinary court impo in a say obika the NDC osie nentwi edosebie e madama edosebie no de nwoba power e mo because I can repeat in pocket the sebie there I buried 32 cows in order to get the NDC into power. Obika can repeat it. In repeating the MPP, she is the one who has been arrested over 2-3 days, tried and jailed for 1 year. So
but just a little addition. Onye just about a 32 cows into was on a corporate.
So what does did she add?
Sebi okan simbifa omanpenyi.
What does can you tell me?
Kwame, relax. And some kind of Sebi mean to me repeat to her. But okasa fa omanpenyi na nejiro and na insimbi as Sebi mean to me repeat.
Kwame,
account was on a corporate. Just to add up. Me tell.
Unless a person incites public to crime, unless a person incites. One look at look. You'll be an Kwame Sefakante. You'll be an opera. You have marked a person who you call texter, who is an insulter texter.
Still Ogudu.
And it is so today. This is insulter texter.
Why?
It's been over a number of years.
Why? I can say no.
You have to. You even have the hat, the big hat, to indicate that he's been bringing what text.
Insulting text all the time.
Insulting text. Kwame, nobody must think that they are above people's hatred. They Mr. Mutawasam and I'm a town. And see, some town, then I must suffer because I'm a town.
But how do you control Kasebidam? How do you
Kwame, so yaza ogu ngufia. The law is not quite on that. So ogu ngufia. The law says that bring damages, defamation, bring an action in the form of defamation against this person. Let the law deal with this person.
Today, apadi or adida.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Sure. Today, a person speaks and speaks even foul of you.
Yeah. And
then you say, when you are in office, and the constitution says that no action, whether civil or criminal, can be brought against you. You are the president. You have been given that buffer around you. Nobody, once you are in office, per the constitutional provisions, but any action, whether criminal or civil, against you. So, on the reciprocity, Kwame, I can't see how Obiba can sebio fetch a more woman in her. Let's say, why some rubber, and therefore, when you go to Fiade, no matter what, I have given a certain caveat. there. So yeah, they are all incite the public to crime, to commit crime. That one, the society cannot look on. But there, Kwame, my customer, on found your day, my shawahuba, my can I could be some crowd told her. The law gives you a remedy. Go to the court and get the court to deal with this person in the criminal way. But this is the president. But the I don't hear when one set of Ghanaians, when they do that, Kwame, and what they are there, when you are called Kejinam Benanim, no one will go to Shadi. But you have another set of Ghanaians, sir. Why are the same thing? And this law, with this with one set, does not recognize to deal with this other set. That is the justice we are. And then you are now looking to the introduction of tribunal, Mahama kangaroo tribunals.
But Kwame, I bet you I don't know. Obi Bekade, are your manifesto promise fulfilled? I want one manifesto. Ghana fute demazi. No, what abamo one. Ain't Sisiano? Ghana na mo untumi. Ain't you what share bon on an worry?
That's why I may say that they cannot be blamed. It is us. I may do jag in Casa says I say here, no yam the mutumin. Madam and see what I am worry. I don't know. I mean, I'm so sad. Nana. Na mo share TikTok. Mammy Bia. Mammy was on no MPP or a Cremoni, mammy. Na neba ye NDC. Na what the camera casino. Na what's on car abubuma some kaka. What's the man to Muncasa one bachelor? And Quabo Mam and anything one bachelor. And you could see there, this is a very remote local person. Yes. They are so sensitive to what is happening today. A man says, I want me, says, why is slow? It's slow. It's slow because Saka baby far or man paying or to do one. Why can't Mobutu says a circle? Why can't Idi Amin? Kwame cannot some say Sarah. In the Martin Chu, no, bachelor, no one want to fiade. And you think that we will be safer with the introduction of NDC Mahama kangaroo tribunals? These are Mahama kangaroo tribunals. To get NDC persons that he has shot in opposition there, you must be prepared to get to the bench. Kwame, the agenda is to create that forum for NDC persons who are lawyers to be appointed to these tribunals and to get NDC persons to serve as laymen on these tribunals in order to dispense the justice which we are already, even under the ordinary conventional court, the justice we are seeing. That is the only motivation driving this tribunals. But Kwame, if you take the law, Constitution is clear. Oh yeah, we find Article 142. Says, yeah. When he
Article
said
142.
when he said, there shall be established in each region of Ghana such regional tribunals as the Chief Justice may determine. But if you look into the bill, or now the law, Parliament now purports to establish the regional tribunal. That is what is in the law today. Now, maybe it's not been assented to, so it's still.
It's not a law.
Yes, it's not been assented to, so it's still a bill. Constitution gives that authority to the Chief Justice. It says that there shall be established. The Constitution itself establishes the regional tribunals, and then it says, as the Chief Justice may determine. But say read the bill now. Read the bill now. The bill says that the object of this bill, the memorandum accompanying the bill, the object of this bill is that there are gaps within the judicial system, the judicial setup, and this is intended to fill the gaps, and that the object of the bill is intended to fill the gaps by establishing these regional tribunals and district tribunals. When clearly the Constitution provides there in the determination of where a regional tribunal is established, that is within the remit of the Chief Justice.
Chief Justice.
I mean, you take it from all sides. As you may do has summed it up. You take it from all sides. It is unconstitutional. The motivation it's not any filling of any gap which is in the judicial system. It's all intended to fulfill the promise that look, NDC lawyers be prepared and get to the bench. When he came, he has appointed as many as over 110 judges, and that we are using the tribunal route to also to get more NDC people there and get more NDC laymen, so that then we will say that we have taken full control, full charge over the judicial system. That is the motivation, nothing more.
Kwame Nadanka, that is the motivation, nothing more. And then let's see. See Poku in Paris. You say sometimes we'll blame God. I see where you're going with that. This one says we live in a country where state institutions are used to oppress political opponents, so I understand the minorities' fear. But they should worry, they shouldn't worry, the tables will turn. Cycles sends that one. And then let's see this one. Stephen in Wa says the sound is not very good. Stephen, Pacho will do a double check on it for you. Straight up, we'll take a look at it. And then this one says, is Kwame Nadanka aware that an NDC branch organizer has been arrested for a similar offense against Dr. Baumia?
It's a charade. It's a charade.
So,
it's a Kwame. Let me give you an example. They said that, look, we are going to arrest these people and deal with them. Look, the report came straight away there. Some persons were paraded, not the people who went there to engage in the violence. Some people were paraded, and by the time we realized, they have all been given the bail to go home.
Okay, I move on.
It's just a charade.
Let's see how it goes in the court. Now, Isaac says, at this point, all that the MPP needs to do is to solve their internal issues and start hitting the grounds. Let NDC do whatever they want to do and forget that they've been in opposition before. Ghanaians are watching. And then Psycho says, I'll disagree with Kwame now. We should in no form justify any form of insults of elders. Psychos says that one. I don't remember Kwame now justify anything. So let's leave it there. And then this one says, Chairman General, I appeal to Ghanaians to be careful how freedom of speech is under attack. And then Chairman, don't endorse insults. Well, see, we all don't endorse insults, but some people are just who they are, you know. So, if you are, Ubejanasa and Sa. Kwame, do you remember? They even said Nanado killed his wife. Did he jail anybody? Anyway, let us move on. And somebody seems to be in love with Kwame Nadanka this morning. Also, who are Chenenuaji. Oseteria in Port Elizabeth, South Africa. Okay, he says the PNDC brought the tribunals to harass people. The NDC has brought it back. Anyway, I leave it there. And then, let's see. Eric Ofosu, who sends a message, he sends several times. Eric Ofosu says you'd like to wish your 12-year-old son, Emmanuel Ofosu, God's blessings on his birthday. So Emmanuel Ofosu, happy 12th birthday from your dear father Eric Ofosu. And also once again to you, Mr. Emmanuel Moni of ECG Accra Central, enjoy your special day. Kelvin Hoya AK Boga, belated birthday wishes to you. Kelvin Hoya AK Boga, belated wishes from Danny to you. Chairman General, if this is how we should treat people who politically attack us, and then like it has been done in the past and down to the TikToker, then I'll say President Akufo-Addo had a very big heart. Dr. Aaron Edu sends that one. The funny thing about this tribunal brouhaha is when power changes and the same thing is used, they'll cry foul. Kwame, good morning. Watching you from Birmingham, UK. Gregory Amponsa. This one says, if it is defamation, let the law take its course. We shouldn't criminalize speech. And then, okay, that's, I think, what Kwame was also saying. Say defamation. Let the law take its course. We shouldn't. Okay, you can use your numbers, but the majority gives power, not unlimited license. Today's laws and precedents will outlive today's politics. Gastiman in Brekum. Initially, I thought tribunals were instituted in the district level, at the district level, to help speed up court cases. We should look at it again. Daniel Ochre, Ga East Hospital, and a day and Abaye. Why is everyone saying the tables will turn? Turn for what? Igwe brings that one. And then your response is, when we say the tables will turn, it clearly shows we are heading towards a divisive political environment where any party in power will be abusive. Kwesi Reynolds, Aguna Odobeng. Fantastic Wilberforce says, Kokoroko is live on the Beat FM, Seshi Asarian Sum. And before you even bring it, I know that the Adas FM Kintampo people too will come up and say, we are live on Adas FM in Kintampo. So fantastic Wilberforce, thank you, Adas FM Kintampo, for Yamamwachi and Nopay. And then Phillips in Takrady says, a very big Akwaba to Kwame na Duncan.
Hey,
a very big Akwaba to Kwame na Duncan. Augustine in Nkrumah in Massachusetts, USA also says, welcome Kwame na. Augustine in Nkrumah, good morning to you from Accra. Thank you very much for listening all the way. Yeah, oh yeah.
Hey, Kwame.
Miss Oyasemo. Konfu Interma says, tell the NDC man in your studio, the MP, his name is Nicholas Amankwa, tell him they should take a cue from what Alexa Befia of the NDC said, that they must be careful of what they are doing because they won't be there forever. Insulting of the president of the republic is not a crime. JM must thank God that we as a people are cultured. If not, he would have eggs or shoes or whatever thrown at him one fine day. Konfu sends that one. Well, at this point, if you throw eggs at the president or throw a shoe at him, the security will take care of you nicely. They will take care of you very nicely. See, they will take care of you nicely. Nobody should get it into his head that because you disagree with the president, you will physically assault him. That one, I'm sorry.
I mean, on this matter, he made a public address there. Now we have a system that enables us to use your IP address.
Yeah, to track you.
To track you.
Yes.
And that be foretold. That's what they are living up to.
Well, Kwame, just a quick correction. When a bill is sent to Parliament, and when it is passed, it becomes an act. It is when it's assented that it becomes a law. Justice Abeku Nicholas, thank you very much for that one. So the bill was sent to Parliament, so now it's an act. So when
an act is one which has been assented.
So when the president assents to it, it is law.
An act is one which has been assented. It is not when the president assents before it becomes law. When it's assented to, it's an act. But until it is assented, it has no force of law. Yes, so it still remains a bill. That is why all that fraud has not been assented to, even though it's been passed. It was not an act.
Okay.
So it is until it receives presidential assent that becomes either act, but the act is the law.
Kwame, do you remember before the 2016 elections, there was a false medical report that was circulating about the then candidate Ekufuado?
He sat on television, national television, and said all kinds of things about him. Yes.
It's almost 11. Young Pone, quick closing comments. Maminko Nicholas Susansa. Miss Mark can bear 5 minutes. It's a charm one.
Okay.
Nicholas, meet you just 2 minutes. Wrap it up. Yes, on one to me.
Now, Metia, MPP for
Pacho Kaisa with 2 minutes.
Come Pachomati.
Medas.
I sometimes no Kasati say, O my no munimubi, and almost 1,000 years in ye. I yes in your Kwame Nadan Kantia Kase Kwame. Odim say as yen what is it? Demonstration no your legal right. And Ananadu Akufuado and Anadu Danko as the President of the Republic of Ghana. 24th September. Minia Kwame. 54 people were arrested, say almost exercising democratic right, and another down Kufuado. When I actually will chroma bear President Mahama, the Okana and I actually. Many are coming. I yet gonna for almost that's almost to Obama, Yera Mahama, because our monies are not wasted on a cathedral. I am another down Kufuanya P4. Many are coming. Make us I'm from Western region, and I'm proud of Yera Mahama and NDC Amemu. Who share a point a 2 year na a binder Dadiama contract. The contractors even left side. As I by the road has been extended to Takrade, dualization of what is it, Winneba, Cape Coast, Takrady Road. When you come to my constituency, Kwame, it will shock you to know. You got 2 years ni Kwame, you call for external borrowing biao. But Obama constituency, Kwame, President Mahama is giving me a brand new teacher training college. Kwame, we share big push road circle. We've not gone for any extended. This is the administration of Mobile Kwame. Omoba Obosiama, Omoba Kono, no my giant domestic debt exchange programmer. A month for Sika, Omosia Bino, Aloki. This is our administration Yakasa. Ghanaians have never regretted. I didn't be before with me, Chamadumusu. I am running, as I say, I'm running Kronia Juma. Kwame. Yes, sister, Achichidia, ye tone, it's ye dra and found. Many are coming up serve as a regional minister. Otian has been invited or has been arrested. Unya Bonia Berenia Becho, a governance. And your number chair, they have every right some becho margin. But they shouldn't speak, say, if no move free above for Naba. Or be a demonstration, Kwame say no to Galamsey. September 2024, Omuchinipa 54 area or Ghana and Anado. Enti aye Bill Nabano, Yura Mahama was sent to a bayer Emra Ukrumha, Onya Boni Ayan Fancho. Now, Ban Papa Bama Menu Kwame say investments have the business confidence to invest in this country. Is the reason why Menu Kwamo Basisi Ghana. Yomu Yeraba Omia, Nanado brought him because of management of the city and the dollar, because Nanado made it aware, say.
Made us say, 2 minutes, MP, made us say, Nicholas Amankwa, a member of parliament for Amenfi East, brings the time to 3 minutes to 11. Kwame Napocho, another 2 minutes.
Quick response here.
Martin.
Do you know the man in charge today?
Of
Ghana today?
President John Dramani Mahama.
The man who indeed got millions of Ghana oil money for bus branding. Do you know the man in charge today? Bepe na Kwame. Oil contract bia what's offering Kanago or Kanazo. Kwame Okwekeji oil Ford bribe Finuho. Do you know the man in charge today? This man is the man who spent over 220 million on what he calls SADA. In fact, the man in charge today is a man who spent over 250 million on what we call the confirm. Mawina what you call Oya Burkina Faso. Kwame, Pape, in Okokoto plane as a vice president. Okokoto plane. Oyene brother she share. Emma Okokeja Demze. Emma the entire world. Oh yeah, France, Britain, United States, reporter, oh yeah, what friend, government official one. Kwame say a couple penny drum na kankaya. That is why 4 years the Ghanaian people vomited him like dogs vomit. Comparing him to a Kufuadwa, Kwame, across first 4 years, Ghana for Kade, when Juma Asweni, and therefore continue for another 4-year term. Kwame, for 8 years, how many years has it taken this man to deal with a 2 tenure of 4 years? 2 tenure, 8 years. It has taken him from 2012 for 2 tenure, 8 years old. Akufo-Addo's performance got Ghanaians to vote him back into office. He finished it consecutively. You cannot compare when Ghanaians are the judges.
The man in charge today is the one who won.
Empacho, was you? Empacho,
I gave you all the opportunity.
Memobia 2 minutes. Empacho,
I gave you all the opportunity.
Memobia 2 minutes.
You can carry on.
Memobia 2 minutes. Empacho.
I say you can carry on.
And see, this is the man.
The man in charge.
This is the man, Kwame. This is the man who indeed, Kwame, who indeed told the Ghanaian people there. I didn't know that. What mattered to Ghanaian people was bread and butter. This is the man who said it. When Ghanaians vomited him. But Kwame, let me do a quick summary on what to me. Then I
Pacho, you have about 40 seconds.
Kwame, I have read the entire judgment. And unfortunately, your word is your word. Kwame, sumi to me respectfully, I disagree with the decision of the judge, but I pray and hope that this matter will keep bearing its life, so that even next week, when we appear, it will still be on the table, so that we have the time to deal with it.